There's always been something in you that knew. Maybe you didn't have the words for it. Maybe you pushed it down for years beneath all the noise around you. But it never left. It was a quiet awareness, a steady whisper in the background. Even as a kid, you felt things more deeply than most people did. You noticed what others didn't. You were moved by things they brushed off. But somewhere along the way, the world told you that your sensitivity was a problem. That you needed to toughen up, be less reactive, keep things in. So you started doing just that. Slowly, and often without realizing it, you began to believe that hiding parts of yourself was the safest thing to do. You got really good at reading a room before you spoke. You waited for signals that it was okay to be honest. You started monitoring your every expression, your every word. And over time, you figured out how to be what others expected. You stayed in the lines. You said the right things. You smiled even when it didn't feel right. You nodded when you actually wanted to speak up. You kept quiet, thinking that maybe silence meant you were growing up, that maybe being easygoing was the way to be accepted. But deep down, something never quite settled. It didn't shout, it didn't demand, but it was there, waiting. And eventually, that quiet waiting turned into pressure. It showed up in your restlessness, your sense that something was off, like something meaningful was missing, even if you couldn't name it. You tried to brush it off, told yourself you were just tired, maybe be overly sensitive again. But the truth was simpler than that. You were being called, not by something outside of you, but by your own soul. You were being called back to yourself, not a brand new you, but the real one. The one that's always been underneath all the adjusting and performing. The part of you that's always wanted to be seen. Letting yourself be seen doesn't have to be dramatic. It's not about rebellion or making a scene. It's about truth. It's about deciding in this lifetime that you don't want to live behind a mask. That your presence, your energy, your real self deserves space in this world. And not just quiet space, but unapologetic, visible space. And that begins with a simple, brave choice. Stop hiding.